Hello, everyone. Hey, there we go. Hello. How are you guys doing out there? Welcome to Musky Talk, number 26, with Adam. Volume good? Can y'all hear me? We good? Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Testing. All right, cool. So I tried to invite Adam into a phone call. All right, and it said it crashed his computer. So he's restarting his computer. And we'll rock and roll. Worst case scenario, I just call him on the phone. I want to do it on the computer. Last time with John, last Musky Talk, it was better quality for you guys and for me. And I did some research, and the phones compress the sound and make it poopy quality. So I'd like to do it on a computer if it works. If not, I'll just call him. So first, that link on the bottom of the screen, lakelabs.tech/register/muskymagnet19, 15% off Lake Labs application. If you didn't check out last week's video, be sure to do so. You don't have to watch the whole thing. If you don't need to, I advise you do. A lot of cool stuff. I don't know if John's here. I believe it was the 7th. Is when all those voice activation features go live for you guys. Let's try to call Adam again. Maybe his computer's working. Here, you can hear the noise that I'm hearing now. That's the sound of Adam's computer crashing right now. Get your questions ready, folks. And Adam will be raffling off a bait today, which I believe will be this one. That guy. Purdy in pink. That will be the bait that he'll be raffling. How are we going to do it? I don't know yet. We'll figure out a way. His computer's still not working. Doesn't matter how early I come on and get everything ready. There's always technical difficulties. Suspense, you guys. Suspense. It does look angry, Adam. Yeah, I think it really did just crash his computer again, you guys. Alright. Well, so be it. Get his phone number. Also, as usual. Oh, okay. He says he's set up. Let's try it again. Adam, you just need to answer the call. That's all you need to do. hear me? Hello? 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 Oh, Adam, can you hear me? Adam, Adam. Hello? Oh, I can hear you. Let me turn up your volume right quick. Perfect. Hold on. Alright, let me try this. Oh, that's really loud. Can you hear me, Adam? Adam? Bro. Hello? Hello? Adam? Yeah, I heard you for a second, Adam. Yeah, I heard him for a second. Hello? Adam? Hello? Adam? Hello? Adam? Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sweet. Perfect.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what happened, but when you called the first time, it almost made my entire house explode.
Oh, freaking, I blame Google for that.
Me too.
We're
100%.
live, guys. Hi, Adam.
Hello.
Well,
Finally working. We're good to
yeah,
go.
I guess so. I believe your volumes are good. Guys,
Hopefully.
can you hear him?
If uh if it gets too loud, I think we're planning on doing an ASMR video of me eating a corn dog. So
Yeah?
if it gets too loud, then let me know.
Hey, I'll
I can
just,
turn it down.
I'll add, I can do it on my end, but I'll add that tag in the description and maybe I'll
Mm.
get more views.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm pretty good at eating corn dogs, so it should be pretty good.
Deal. All right. Aaron says we can hear you. Okay, so hi, Adam. Welcome back to Musky Talk with the 10 minute delay. Yay!
Finally good to go. You
Yes.
and having to be Mr. Technology.
Yeah, I tried. I wanted to try this.
No, actually, it's definitely a better way to go.
Yeah, I mean the phone's very convenient for people who don't like have a access to like a microphone or whatever, but the quality's way better, way
Yeah.
better.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So first things first. Congrats on Muskie Hunter. That's cool.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That was, yeah, pretty much like my dream since I was a kid. So it was about the coolest thing on the
So,
face of the planet to me.
guys, if you didn't see, what issue? October, November for 2018.
Hmm.
Adams XL made the Musky Hunter. This XL. Um, so congrats. If you want to just briefly overview on like how that actually took place, if you're allowed to or whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. It was pretty sweet because so it was ended up kind of just starting off at the Waukesha Expo. Sorry, I'm trying to grab a phone charger here.
You're good.
Um, it was sweet just because I was able to, thanks to all you guys being so stinking awesome and buying up the baits I bought so fast, I was able to just kind of meet people and talk and have fun for a lot of the extra days for the show. And the artist that did the cover, Craig, was kind of like right behind us. This phone charger thing's not working. One second.
That's all right.
All right, now we're good.
Ah, I see you. I won't show him.
There we go.
Oh, damn it. All right. Carry on.
Haha. So yeah, Craig Fairbert, Fairbert is the artist that did the cover, and he's just unreal. But he's also just one of the nicest guys on the planet. And he had a booth at the show that was kind of like right next to us, and ended up going over and buying that he had there. And my dad and I just kind of had the luxury of getting to talk to him for a lot of the weekend, and he kind of came up to me towards the end of it and asked if I had any baits that he thought would look cool in a painting, and or that I thought would look cool in a painting. And we kind of talked for a little bit, and I didn't really know the level of what he was scheming.
Like implying.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so I kind of tried coming up with something cool, and then we actually came up with a really fun plan to just kind of do a work for work artists trade type situation. And I ended up doing a replica for him of his personal best fish, just because I kind of wanted to start dabbling with that and messing with painting fish too. And so it was actually, I mean, it was the first replica that I ever kind of messed with doing, and it turned out really, really cool.
It did.
But
You posted that? Did you post that on Facebook or just Instagram?
that's a good question. I actually don't even know if I posted on the Madtown page. I think I might have to go back and.
I know you posted it on his Instagram. So guys, go to Madtown Instagram. Check it out if you want to see the replica he did.
And yeah, you'll have to remind me if I didn't post it on the Madtown page, and if I don't, to actually do that, because I'd be stupid if I didn't. Because it was so much fun. Like it's one of those things that just I didn't really realize how much I was going to enjoy doing it until I kind of immediately started it. And yeah, and it's definitely going to be something that I dabble with more, but unfortunately at the moment time is not really a luxury that I have. But yeah, so we kind of just worked on separate pieces for each other, and then he just kind of surprised me out of nowhere with being like, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to let you know this is actually be on the cover. It deserves to be on the cover." And I was like, what?
You were just kind of hoping for like a personal piece or something like that.
I've got like basically a little, in our guest room, my wife let me turn it into a Musky shrine, and so I've got some really cool prints and stuff in there, and I just was hoping to have something really neat for in there. And he was gonna give me the original, and I was gonna do the replica for him, and then he surprised me with that, and I just was like pretty much shaking for like 6 weeks, trying to wait to see what it would look like. And we'd send progress pics back and forth to each other and everything, and
That's awesome.
it was a blast. And he is one of the nicest, just most humble, genuine guys I've met in quite a long time, but just absurdly talented. And so it was
It is
really
quite
neat.
amazing.
seeing
And there's more.
that
And
piece come to life.
there's more to it than just on the cover, right? Like I think you
Yeah,
posted
yeah.
a picture of. It's kind of crazy that they just took that little snippet, but man,
Yeah, the full print is just truly unbelievable. It's actually the reason that the bait that I painted was a smallmouth pattern was because I kind of told him in the beginning that I didn't, I had the bait, like the fact that it was going to be an XL in mind, but didn't really know a pattern that I wanted to do yet, and
hmm
we just kind of talked kind of concept for layout for a painting and everything like that, and came up with having a smallmouth in the foreground of the painting, and he painted one that pretty much looks like it's just a straight up picture of one. It's just unreal. And so the actual full painting and the print, has this full underwater scene with rocks and algae and weeds, and I mean, it's just unbelievable.
it is quite impressive. Yes.
And yeah, he's I think he's hopefully still got some for sale. I'd imagine he's still got a good amount, but he's selling them on his website, and he's definitely definitely worth checking out just for a multitude of reasons. He's got a bunch of other cool stuff on there too. But
And that was Mr. Craig Fairbert, guys. Probably
yes,
like what CraigFairbert.com or something like that. Just
um, I
Google him.
I'll have it's either Craig Fairbert or Craig Fairbert Art. I'll have to double check, but if not, I'll have to repost a picture of the replica and share the link to his website too, because he he's got some cool stuff that would look cool in almost anyone's house.
Fact. Very much so. Very much so. Um, so Adam's posting baits now. He's got a little bit of time, which I'm excited to see. All these new patterns and all that excitement and all that. Um, what is? How's it going so far? Are we behind? Are we on par? Because you're just doing Wausau this year, correct?
Correct, yeah. And so it was, actually getting to the point where just feasibly between, oh, I guess touch on this more in a sec, but just with how crazy the past year has gotten, didn't really think that a show was really going to be in the cards for this upcoming year, and thanks to Mike just kind of helping put on such an incredible show. I mean, it was a no brainer that it would have been a blast to get back to one of his shows, and so figuring out something and splitting a booth with you and
Mm-hmm.
making that happen is going to be
It's going to be fun.
pretty pretty incredible. It'll be pretty fun. But so that'll end up being the only show that I feasibly have time for. It's one of those things where it's like, I could do multiple shows potentially, but I wouldn't have enough baits to bring to each one, and then it's just too much money for an individual guy to go to tons of different shows and bring 10 baits to each one.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go all out on one and bring as many baits as I can humanly make, and then just get as many baits to as many people as I can. And
Do you
and
have a rough estimate of how many baits you want to bring?
um, yeah, it's a very good question.
Like, I know it's 2 months away, and like, yes, there's time, but what do you think your inventory will be?
Certainly more than last year. Uh, I know that because I've already got more than last year done.
Oh, nice.
Um, but I'm guessing what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably make a post and just kind of get people's opinions just to figure out uh, colors and baits and everything. I know I've been getting a lot of messages with people just obviously interested in XLs and stuff after posting a lot of them and things, and so I've been doing everything possible to make as many of those as possible. And they are semi time intensive, but all the baits are, I guess. But it's definitely something that I'm focusing on, trying to get more XLs and everything.
Okay.
And so right now I'm hoping to have I'm I'm thinking for a minimum, I guess, to estimate and to put, hopefully we'll say, you know 50 of the minis at bare minimum.
Okay.
um but I'm guessing it'll be more. But I'm hoping to have 15 to 20 XLs as well.
Nice.
Um, but I'm gonna kind of try to focus on getting a lot more of the minis done, just because then I can get more baits to more people. Um,
I prefer
and
them, so that works out for me.
well, plus I think you can't even lift an XL up on your own with your bare hands, can you?
No, I barely can. Not with. I mean, I can like this, but not with a rod. No, not with my
Oh,
weak wrists.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought you needed
No,
the rod for extra torque.
ever extra leverage? Nah, nah.
Yeah,
That's where I fumble and suck with it. I can't do that stuff. Um, so I know
understandable.
last year you sold out in 30 minutes, so you had 3 days minus 30 minutes to go explore the show. You did kind of limit people to buying like huge quantities, correct? Is that still going forward for this year too? Because I mean, obviously the resale value on these are a little ridiculous and
Yeah,
crazy at the moment.
yeah, and that that's an awesome question. Last year it was interesting. It was really impressive just because I didn't expect it to kind of go as insanely as it did in a good way. Like it was the coolest experience ever. Just kind of blew my mind basically.
Yeah,
And so I wasn't prepared for it. Um, just because I didn't, like we didn't have a smooth system of getting everyone through and making sure that everyone could see everything clear enough. And so kind of it was a good trial run to kind of get everything ironed out for future. And so hopefully this year will be quite a bit smoother. But last year it was nice because there was just kind of a, if anything, got out of hand or if someone was trying to take advantage, I would have, said something, wouldn't have let anyone buy too many. But it just kind of seemed that there was an unspoken respect for everyone else in line for from everyone, that nobody went too crazy, which was great. But yeah, for this year, it's gonna be a big thing for me just to make sure that
everyone can get their hands or at least have the opportunity to purchase one of these lures and hopefully use them.
exactly that's literally the reason that I do it. And so just to get as many of them out there with as many people as possible is going to be the coolest thing for me. And so um just yeah, I mean, I guess summarily I wouldn't come expecting to be the first in line and buy every single bait that I have and then try to resell them and then do that. But I don't think there's, well, at least I hope there's nobody that would be expecting to do that. Um, but I mean, if someone wants to buy two of them or something and it's within reason, then
Yeah.
um, it's nothing that that I would turn away. But just trying to be fair to everyone.
No, it's not going to be like Adam. I'm going to need all 15 of those XLs, and you're not going to be like okie dokie. Like that's not
exactly,
fair to
exactly,
everyone. Um,
exactly.
so with I know a lot of the newer ones kind of popping back up. I don't know if you wanted to touch on the resale, um, the topic of higher end, lower quantity baits in just the musky world overall. Um, and what's your viewpoint on that?
Yeah, that's gotten to be one of the more
Hot
interesting.
buttons.
Yeah, no kidding. Um, it's one of those things to me that's really interesting because it highlights, kind of, it brings out people's true colors in a lot of things. Um, just in the sense that, I mean, people get really vocal about it, and I don't. I mean, obviously, I'm. It's important to me for people not to be flipping baits and stuff like that, but um, it's more important, in my opinion, at least, just to not let it ruin your life. I guess. I mean, it's astounding to me just the amount of posts that are out there so regularly with just complaint after complaint about bait prices and this and that, and people just assuming that bait builders are hoarding baits to wait to release stuff to drive up prices and all this other stuff. And
Like we have
I
hundreds of baits just in a box in a closet.
mean,
Just
exactly. Like if if I mean, I would be an idiot to be hoarding baits in the first place and sitting on inventory when I have been definitely needing it lately, but for show components and everything. But
yeah.
that's the thing, is like that's why this time of year just kind of stockpile baits and stockpile stuff for the show. But then the rest of the year, it's just like, I mean, I got to take a little bit of time off to fish and have some fun and not sit in the basement and huff paint all day and stuff like that. As much fun as that can be.
I mean, it can be
Um,
fun, but you are a family man, and you like to fish, so
well, exactly, but
easily understood and understandable.
exactly, but it's interesting because it's one of those things where, to me, um, you know, that whole topic um, is just getting way blown out of proportion. I mean, it doesn't make me happy to see people that are like clearly trying to profit off of
Stop it.
mine or other people's work, um, like solely for that reason. But there's people that will buy a high quality bait and then they'll sell it for more than they paid for it, because that's I mean, the value of quality products. Like, there's a lot of bait builders out there that make insane stuff that,
Hmm.
I mean, when people buy it, and a lot of people are buying them, and then other people want them, but they're hard to get because there's only one guy making them. I mean, they're going to be more valuable baits just because there's a lot of time and a lot of effort put into the quality of them. But when that happens, it's almost, I mean, it's an honor to me to see that, like, people appreciate my stuff that much. Like, it's the coolest thing in the world. Like, I love seeing people appreciate it that much.
Yeah.
So if I just, if I see a bait that someone's selling that they bought, but they're selling it for more than they bought for it, or they bought it for, I genuinely don't care at all. But if it's like pretty obviously malicious, or just like trying to profit off of it, I think that's where it becomes a problem. But again, it doesn't. I mean, I don't let it.
Keep you up at night or anything like
Yeah,
that.
it's exactly. It's just
It's
kind
kind of
of.
circumstantial per sale, I guess. I mean, you could kind of know when someone's drastically taking advantage of what I think is a reasonably priced bait for the amount of work that you put into these
Hmm.
and how
Hmm.
great they look and the action on them, and taking that and taking advantage of your kind-heartedness, so to speak.
Well, and I appreciate that big time, and that's I think the only. It's. I sound like a only been a dad for 10 months, and I sound like a old guy by saying this, but I'm not. I don't even get mad. I just get disappointed. it's, it's
You're
just
such
like
a dad.
it's one of those things where it's just like, I mean, if it happens once, it's just kind of like whatever. But and that's kind of just out of sight, out of mind after that, because I mean, it's not worth. If that's what you're sitting there focusing on, you're just making baits, grumbling around, just like mad at the world. Then
Rig 'em,
it's
frack
not.
'em, rug 'em, rag 'em. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's not fun, and that don't. I mean, why are you doing it? Like, I do it just because every single bait that I make, I like look at it the whole time it's being made, just like excited to know that somebody's gonna like it and somebody's gonna have fun with it. Um,
They will.
and
They
so
definitely will.
it's cool to me too, because sometimes I mean, the other thing that you have to think about when people are flipping baits and everything is somebody's still getting that bait, and so
True. That is true.
it's still going to someone that's going to be obsessed with it and be happy with it, and that to me is, you know, that's still awesome. It's still making someone happy that I wasn't expecting, or it's just another little roundabout way of getting it to someone else that wouldn't have gotten it, directly from me at a show or something, because they weren't able to make it or live far away or whatever it might be. So yeah, it's a very very unique topic. Like, it's something that
Do you
I
hear
think.
my cat?
Oh yeah, for sure. I was
Yeah,
I was wondering if you were gonna just. I was waiting
I
for the
was
backhand.
I was gonna just keep
There.
ignoring it, but he keeps on going, and he doesn't normally do this. But
Don't you have like
um,
a slingshot or a pellet gun or something next to your desk?
nah, man, that's my baby.
Well, not.
Don't
I
don't
mean,
hate on the
like a
cats.
like a paintball pellet gun,
No,
not to shoot at it.
I don't have any of that near me at all.
Hmm.
I have a XL, and I'm not going to throw an XL at my cat.
Well, especially because you can't even pick it up.
I true, very true. So we got Wausau coming up. Your viewpoint, kind of broadly, on the whole resale. Shut up, dude. The whole resale value is you kind of let it go, but you kind of keep an eye at it, and situational and all that. People getting in a big hoopla over all this when it might not be such a hot topic button. Okay, dude, we hear you.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, the more people complain about it and bring it up, like it. I mean, not that it's gonna go away if you,
No,
stop whining about it, but it's one of those things where it's like, there's just so many more positive things and so many more good things to think about that it's just not worth getting
now I
bent out of
have
shape about.
I have a couple negative things to say. Okay, and I'm gonna grab them because I recently purchased, and I know Mike Etzel's going to be a little upset over this. Well, I didn't recently. It was actually during Wausau. But
Chartreuse, old madman.
just the stages of your progress, and you
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
huffing fumes in your basement, and I just like what? That's it? Just epoxy fumes? Okay, so here we go. This is a Madtown from what do you say, Milwaukee 3 years ago?
I have to double check which one you ended up getting. I
It's the
think.
one with the Madtown Lures cut sticker on the bottom and
Yeah,
crappy epoxy with the slant. Yeah. All right. So
yeah,
this is where it started off, guys. 3 to 4 years ago, I think we kind of determined this.
yeah. I think that was from the very, very, very
State Fair
first.
Expo, right?
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
yeah,
Yeah. So then we go to this one like 2 years ago. Okay, some scaling pattern. Okay, nice fins, not just a sponge. Like it
that.
looks like you took your big thumb and just on
Oh,
there.
that one I at least had my eyes partially open when I did. I think.
This one looks nice. I like this one. Um, and then you get to like this stuff, which is that has been my curiosity with you. I keep a watch out for people who are kind of quote unquote in the industry of bait makers and stuff like that. And I love to keep tabs on them and see people progress. Even if I don't mention people by name, I'm like, oh snap, that guy's one guy comes to mind, the Georgian bucktail guy. Uh, Throwing it out there, shout out, I guess. There we go.
Yeah, definitely.
His stuff, I seen it and I'm like, oh wow. But this is another level, Adam.
I appreciate
And I
that.
really want to know: did you take classes? Were you always an artsy person? What? I. I mean, I told my mom you took acid, and she believed it. And I still don't think that explains this.
I think I'll roll with that from now
I
on.
really want to know though, Adam, because you're gonna keep prodding around this question. And I want to know, how did you get this realistic? Because
It's
don't answer me with this. I looked at a picture and I just painted. Don't give me that BS. Okay.
well, I didn't. I taught a monkey how to look at a picture and do it, and then I
I
just
hate
order
you.
the monkey.
I hate you. But how can people, even for myself in my own little endeavor over here with Musky Magnet, is it a state of mind? Is it? I'm
So
done talking now. You
that is,
talk.
that's a absolutely phenomenal question, because it's one of those things where it's like there's two routes to take when you start getting like more proficient at something, and it's just like you can get arrogant and I don't even know. I mean, just not appreciate it and lose passion over it and just like get immersed in the yourself, or just keep like trying to further what you're still doing. And still, like, the reason that I even started any of this in the first place is like I'm I've been obsessed with musky fishing since I mean, fishing in general since I was like 4 or 5, but musky fishing since shortly after that. But Like it's just, it's my biggest passion in the world. And like I was looking for another way to just kind of broaden it and like just deepen how much I love doing it. And so I started tinkering with baits a couple years ago, and I don't even know if you've seen any of the ones before those ones that you were holding, but that's
I don't want. I don't want to.
probably
I'm good.
that's probably for the best.
Yeah. Keep
You
those hidden, you guys.
could also probably just check underneath you after you go to the bathroom, and it'd look about the same. But but yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where like when you have something that like you're that passionate about, like I've never made a bait that I've felt was like a chore, if that makes sense. Like all of them have.
No, I
I mean, it
understand that.
just every single one is a blast. And like I've before Cameron was born, I had days where I'd literally just work and paint baits for. I mean, my wife wasn't happy about these days, but 16 or 17 hours, and like, I mean,
So it's a
believe it or not,
love and driven thing for you, and
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
it
and
truly is about. It's not more of a I'm going to make a bait company and then I'm just going to make good baits and maybe take a class or whatever. It's just
exactly.
honed
It's
over time with just love.
like 100%. Like it's just every every bait I make is just. I mean, it'll give me an idea for the next one and the next one, and it's like a cycle that never ends, basically. Which is why like I always. I mean, there's sometimes where there's you know two patterns that'll be pretty much the same, or like two different baits that'll be basically the same in the pattern, but um, I always try to mix them up slightly, and a lot of times I can't help it. Like I'll just see some weird little color thing that I like messing with, and it's so much fun for me to just experiment and come up with new. Just because every fish that you see, like every perch or every bluegill, everything's got some sort of nuance to it
Something
where it's
different.
just something slightly different. And so I always like to just make every bait a little tiny bit different.
And
And
even on yours, there's no like this is my perch stencil and these are the steps that I do
exactly,
for my perch. It's kind of like check out this perch, guys, and then like a week later, oh, just finished this one up, guys, and we're
yeah,
like, is
exactly.
that the same? Oh no, it's not. So it's really all unique per bait.
Yeah, and it's funny because sometimes I'll like I'll start with certain background of a bait and not even know what pattern I want to do with it until like the next layer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like there's a couple patterns that I'll have in Wausau that I've never done before
What are
that
they?
are um, they're like madmen, like the minis, like the little ones, like that I
Yeah.
make. Yeah, that's what it is. Did that answer it for you?
No. What colors?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
Yeah,
not
I don't
answer
know.
you on intentionally,
Okay, I'll take the hint. You'll find out
but
March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Wausau Musky Expo, guys. See you there.
but no, I mean there's some of them are just random stuff, but like other ones there's just little bait fish that I'll look for images of on Google, and like every single bait that I've ever painted has always been from like some cool fish picture that I've seen, or just like I'll see someone with a cool picture of a perch they caught and be like, oh, that's a sweet contrast there, and mess with that and kind of run with it. And it's cool because like every time I see a fish picture, it just kind of inspires another pattern. Um, and so it kind of stems from that pretty much. With it's in my opinion, like you kind of get stagnant if like with bait building, if it's just like, I mean, you if you're trying to crank out the exact same thing over and over and over and over, um,
It gets redundant
it
and
just,
very boring.
yeah, exactly. And I think that's part of the biggest reason that I've been able to kind of keep the actual passion for it going as intensely as I have, is just like I don't let it get stale. Like if I start feeling burnt out, like I work on a different bait or make a new one or whatever it might be, and it just kind of helps keep things fresh and exciting, and just always letting your brain work, and um, just always tinkering with stuff.
I,
Um,
I know that feeling of boring, monotonous work. It's not fun.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I definitely hear you. That's part of the reason too that I wanted to jump into the bait making stuff.
so speaking of Wausau,
Hmm.
Adam Swiklinski's got a question regarding: do you make strictly glide baits, or is there any black ops projects going on with something new?
That's a very good question actually. So it will be shoot, that's like too good of a question. um,
I like trying to find out secrets.
well, it's just, I mean, I don't know what it is about him, but something about him, he just has this. It might be his first name. He just has a knack of asking really good questions. Um, but so there's something for Wausau. I guess I'll at least
Tease
unveil
us with
one thing. No,
to get,
I'll tell you the whole
okay,
secret.
okay.
Um, but so there's a new bait that I'm going to actually have at Wausau in hopefully decent quantities. Um, but basically, it's another similar-ish version of the mini,
Okay.
but just kind of a little different action. And basically, like design for it came just from a lot of people and messages and people that I've talked to and stuff. A lot of people struggle with using smaller glide baits sometimes,
Yeah.
just because they're overworking them and
Or they're
um,
like me and they just suck.
well, that
I know you didn't.
that
I know you didn't want to say it, so I said it for you.
well, that's why I mean I've been trying to get that out of you this whole time, and so
Uh,
I'm glad now it's out there.
it's
But
out, guys. It's out.
that was I'm
It's definitely out
glad you
there.
feel
So you took
glad
some
you're
input
comfortable
from
now.
like kind of people you trusted and people who fished your baits and kind of input throughout the year or whatever, and just kind of did that to the mini.
Yeah, yeah, and it's interesting too because it's like it's both from people that I trust, but more even just from people that there's you can take I guess feedback and be like, well, no, you're wrong, you're stupid, or
Yeah.
like try to listen to it, and while it's never pleasant to like try to take negative feedback into positivity.
Hmm.
That's it's one of the I think the things that has helped the most with bait design just progress um, throughout the years for me is like I mean I'll make a bait and go out and get excited to test it and throw it and it's just an absolute pile of turds and then never use it again, just like a prototype for something. And so I've gotten a lot of hours designing and testing different types of weighting concepts and different things like that. But so this one I wanted to make one that's just a little bit easier
For me.
for kind of people who aren't quite as familiar with glides, or people that aren't strong enough to like lift XLs up, or people with a
Fair
lot of
enough.
really loud cats,
Yep.
things like
Yep.
that. Um, but
Perfect.
but no, it's
Perfect.
very very similar, and it's still. I mean, you still don't want to overwork it, but it's just a little less. Um, I mean,
Touchy.
part yeah, and that's part of the thing that I think is the magic of the mini is just that you know it it is just crazy erratic and rolly and
But you need
um
you got to learn it. There's a learning
it's
curve.
well and it's one of those things that so the way that it's designed is a lot the biggest reason that people complain about glide baits or don't like glide baits is um missed fish, missed strikes, or the fish will hit it and then you got a lot of slack in your line, you can't pick it up fast enough to actually get a good hook set, or not being able to do a good like figure eight maneuvering at the boat, whatever it might be.
Hmm.
But with I spent so much time with the mini trying to make a bait where you like basically once you get the hang of it, just don't even have to use your rod at all. Um,
That's what
just
I like to
so
hear.
you're kind of always. I mean, with glides, the more you can keep your rod down and kind of to the side, just ready to smack any fish that eats it at any point is kind of optimal. And so I wanted a glide bait that, you didn't have to take these big swings with your rod. And so a lot of people are just so used to kind of traditional glides, and so when they fish a mini, they'll give it that big that big rip, and it'll just kind of do a little too much, or blast out of the water a little bit, or not out of the water, but kind of roll over a little too much, and you really just don't even have to do much with them at all to get them to just completely flop all over the place and be just super erratic. But um, it's
I'm excited, Adam,
mhm.
because I can make your bait glide right back and forth. But I've seen what you can do, and our buddy Tom actually got a really good grasp on making it dance.
Yeah, yeah.
That I can't do, and I'm really excited for your. Well, what's its name going to be? Otherwise, I was going to call
That's a great
like
question.
the easy version, like beginner's version,
The Colin,
the Colin.
just because
Little
it's so
C
easy.
exactly little CP action right there. Yep.
I don't know if those are the best letters.
C. All right. Touche. But
Um,
I like that because I'm in that category of people who need that bait.
well, and that's like that's the coolest thing ever to me. Like just the fact that you
But it could be a transitional bait. It could be like, okay, I'm starting to work it good. It's dancing a little bit. Let's try the
exactly
original one. Okay, it's a little
exactly
bit better, and there we go. And then you can get those crazy dance moves that I've seen some people actually do.
yeah, and it's interesting too because with the actual minis, um, I'd almost even put them in a different category than your other glides that people are used to fishing, just as far as
It's not a
how
hellhound.
I
It's
fish
not a
them.
phantom. It's not a warlock. Like it's not those
Right, right.
normal. Yeah, it's a
And
different action and different working action that you need to put into the bait.
yeah, and there's actually, I mean, there's so much more that you can do with them than people realize that you can do. Um, I guess, for example, the big goober that I fish with
Yeah,
the like majority of the time in Madison.
I think he's
He
big beard,
if
right?
you yep, if you ask him, he says that his favorite thing in the world is to fish behind me when I'm throwing a madman, because he loves not being able to catch any fish or see any fish. It's his favorite thing,
Oh, that
and
sounds fun.
it's crazy. And then so this year I didn't throw it very much, and then he caught every single big fish in the boat in Madison because he's the man.
Nice.
Um, but then I realized that next year I should just
Go
not
back to
be nice anymore and
yeah. You got your
throw
year.
madman all year. Yeah, but no, it's crazy because I mean, it's an erratic enough bait where, I mean, it's a glide bait that you can fish and get reaction strikes out of fish with, instead of, I mean, a lot of people think that glide baits are baits that fish will just follow a lot and you can't really get them to eat, but
You
um,
can make this twitch and
it's
dart and
it's
maybe
insane.
bring on a reaction strike instead of them just lazily following it back and forth.
Exactly, exactly. We had, um, I mean, the amount of fish that I've had where they'll eat it immediately after you'll give it a couple twitches and then literally rip it really hard like a bulldog, and it'll just like go and like throb back and forth really fast, and then it'll
What
just stop.
was that the Riddler that kind of did that you made, right?
That one does too. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll hopefully have a couple of those in Wausau too.
Cool.
That'll be a little secret. But yeah, it's just there's so much more you can do with them when you kind of mess around and just see what you can get the bait to do. And so it's one of my favorite things is just messing with them and seeing how much you can get it to look like an actual fish when it's coming back to the boat.
I'm
And
just
it's
excited you're coming out with an easy version. I'm so excited. You don't even know, dude. You really have no idea. Like me and
I'm
Greg in the boat, I'm like, I can't freaking figure this thing out, and I'm like, all right,
well,
yeah,
I just Greg was holding his rod backwards for a number of years there. We had
all
the
right.
reel on
So
the back end,
no
and then
bullshit, Adam. All right, me and Greg, right?
Uh-huh.
Fishing down in Milwaukee. This is like years. I think we barely met Tom, right? We're down
Mm-hmm.
there. We're casting spoons on the McKinley Marina. Adam, I swear, because he used to use a push button reel for like when we first met,
Oh, did he
and
actually stop doing that now?
he stopped.
Oh wow, I thought he still.
But no BS. McKinney Pier, he's holding because he reels with his left hand, and I had like a right hand rod, or no, he had
Mm-hmm.
his rod. He's reeling it upside down, and that's my
Oh
Craig
no, he's
story.
one of those people.
I'm
Was he
like, dude,
holding? Was he holding
upside
the
down,
butt of the rod like by the very, very end of it too,
dude.
like as far back as
Like
he
that
can,
that meme picture you've seen. Yep,
in like short shorts?
I'm not even lying. I'm not
Wow,
lying. It's funny.
that might be one of my favorite Greg stories
It's
in a while.
it's it's so true though. So you said that you. It's so true, and that's the funniest part. Me and Greg have came a long way in these past like 6, 7, 8 years, however long we've been fishing. You
Oh
don't even
yeah,
know
yeah.
the goobers we were back
You
in the
guys,
day. It was bad.
to say you guys crush.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore because now I involved myself.
Well, that's all we're gonna talk about next time I see you.
I guess, and that's all right. So you said you're going to be giving away bait.
Yes.
I don't know how you want to do that.
So I gotta go
I'm-
grab. I
I'm
have.
hoping you actually thought of a way.
Believe it or not, I did.
Okay.
So I figured, I gotta go grab this here. Just to do it the old-fashioned way, since it's exciting, and then this way I get to feel
Okay.
cool. I have people's names from the that previous post that I did. I'm looking for just pictures and whatever it might be with, anything involving Madtown stuff, pretty much.
On Madtown
Um,
main page.
yes, that one that was on the actual
Old
page
compressor
there.
guide.
And so, a little further back, I think there was.
December 8th. Sure enough, the day after the post, we had a car breakdown and throw more into the schedule. No.
It has been a good couple weeks, hasn't it?
November? I want to see all your Madtown
probably.
picks. Random drawing.
I think it's been probably
Yeah.
November.
Yeah, I'll post winners this weekend after a random drawing.
So
It's got, yeah, 6 pictures. Is that the one?
so there's two different ones. I'm pulling one of them up now here, but I've got everyone's name from one of them that posted pictures and sent in the pictures.
Okay.
In a little drawing here, and I'm gonna draw a name whenever you're ready and wanting.
I'm I'm ready. Now, do you have much more time after this, or do you gotta go?
I'm good actually. Little man's down sleeping, and
Okay.
and,
'Cause I know
wife
that
is
you were
a
like,
rock star.
okay, perfect. I'm ready. You can
All
take the
right.
show. It's all you.
Excellent. So, me the randomizer thing.
Mike Etzel said, "What about us computer dummies who can't post pics?"
Um,
I don't know.
well, the next time I do one of the giveaways, either,
Just add Mike Etzel.
well, snail mail is good, but not exactly effective for something like this, so I'll have to come up with another way. Where, I mean, I'll be giving some away where it's just people that comment, and you can get your name in, and
Okay.
things like that, where it's just you don't need a picture or anything.
So like post your like your following period, and then that's good enough. One of those types of posts.
I mean, it'd be nice to at least have like a word, even the
Okay.
word or something, but
Deal.
um but yeah. So all right,
We need
you tell me how many times you want me to hit the
3.
the randomizer thing.
That's it. 3. I
Three times?
could have really messed with you and been like 27.
I would have hit it 27 times,
I know. We would have been here till 10 o'clock.
and then my computer would have crashed, and then
It would have been done. I would have had to close it.
all right. So, after 3, we have got the winner
Yeah.
um, is Jeff Wesley.
Jeff Wesley. I don't know
Oh yeah,
exactly.
so that's
Uh
actually
oh. Is that a
that's
bad one?
no, that is
That's a good one.
he caught some brutes this year.
How do
Um,
I spell his name?
on let's see,
I can. We
it
can.
is Wessley.
Wessei.
Ley.
Remember, I can't speak. All right, it's not bringing him
L
up.
L as in Lee,
I'm
E
done.
as in A, and Y as in E.
No habla inglés, señor Adam. Stop, because I know I think you actually can speak Spanish, so I'm done.
You want me to do it in Chinese?
Yes, please post that in Chinese. That'd be amazing. If someone can actually tag him, unlike me, I can
I'm
figure
trying to
everything
get in
else out.
there. See if I can do it too here.
But whatever.
Um,
Congrats, buddy.
but yeah, I'll tag him in it.
The first live raffle on Musky Talk by Adam
There
B
we go.
himself.
See, and that's always really fun to be able to give away baits too, because every once in a while I have one where it's just an extra one, and I just want someone to have one, and
You're so
so
nice.
we'll have to
You're
come up with more fun ways to give baits to people.
um, something at Wausau. You should definitely do something at Wausau.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We
Like
should.
everyone get a raffle ticket that buys a bait,
That is a good idea.
just because it's easy. I mean, you lose a ticket, and you're sorry,
Yeah, I like that idea.
but you buy a
We'll,
bait. Here's a ticket.
we'll
I
do
don't
that
know,
for sure.
something like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask this question because I bought um, um, an airbrush because I was like, I'm going to paint
Ooh,
baits, and it's been sitting there for 3 years, so stop it. What kind of equipment do you use?
that is a very interesting question. So I've had a up until this Christmas,
Ooh,
um,
Christmas present?
yeah, the compressor that died was a very expensive, high quality Harbor Freight compressor.
Oh, snap,
Um,
son, busting out the
yeah,
bank.
I know, right? I hate to brag and throw money around the room, but um, it was no, it was
So literally all those. So what I'm taking away from that is you really don't need a fancy compressor to make awesome baits.
well, yeah, it's one of those things where you certainly will not waste very much time if you have better stuff, which I found out. Um, but so I got one that's a little nicer, but not nothing crazy. But the bigger thing and the thing that's way more important is just really getting to learn the ins and out like of exactly how all your gear works,
Okay.
how to mess with the pressure, thinning the paints exactly, how different paints, like different brands of paints, spray compared to other ones, things like that. But then, I mean, different airbrushes are vastly different, also as far as how they atomize paint and um, just, I mean, it's way too many factors to
Did you
sit here
use
and list.
that
But
word because it has your name in it?
um, well, maybe
Okay.
my name is spelled slightly different, but I will start spelling it from
But it
now on
sounds
with with a
phonetically
T. That is true. That is true. I guess
sounds the
nobody's
same.
looking at the spellings of what I'm saying.
No, definitely not. But so you're saying that? Do you think that if I were to go get you I don't know, what's a cheap but like a $30 airbrush? Is that too cheap?
Um,
What I'm trying to say
I
is, if I were to give you like lesser quality equipment in your hand, do you still think you could produce the same artistic craziness that you do?
so it's in the beginning, it would have, I would have gotten way frustrated. But I have a just for fun a while back. I took the first airbrush that I ever got, which was also a Harbor Freight special, and messed with that and tried to paint a bait with it. And I mean, it sprayed way better than I thought it was gonna. Um, but I also have way more experience now with airbrushing than I did the last time I used it, so
Yeah,
that probably contributed. But I could definitely make, you know, pretty
pretty similar.
pretty nice looking baits with less than optimal stuff. But it's just at the point where uh, I realized that the compressor was holding me back, and um, definitely was time to upgrade and mess with some new stuff and kind of see what that'll help with in the future. Figured when the compressor blew up on me, it was time to step up the game. Um, but yeah, I also got another airbrush that it'll be the first time that I've ever used a actual, I guess whatever you want to call a fine detail airbrush, but a smaller tip size. I've just been for a couple years just been using the Iwata Eclipse, which is incredible airbrush, but sometimes it's fun to find something that can do something a
New
little
new
crazier. And
tools, a little specific. Yeah, I know what you mean.
yeah, so I'm pumped to actually probably by tomorrow or the day after will be the first time busting that out and kind of seeing what it's capable of.
Ooh,
Should be pretty fun.
excited.
So there'll be some, hopefully even cooler than ever baits, thanks
I'm
to
excited to see that.
some better stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped to see how they
So
work
you
and how they compare.
so you're going to get more detail than you already have.
I honestly think that, especially with this, I mean, the compressor was spraying. I had to have like a crazy setup with multiple moisture traps and stuff because it was just spitting water way more than I like to admit, for a while. And then I got it rectified for a while, and then it was not being happy again. And so, actually being able to have good gear will probably make some even more detailed baits and control the overspray and water and everything else. Not that it's spraying water at baits, but you get the idea, I think. But I think
Kind of.
there's going to be some super detailed ones that'll even blow your Colin Pluta socks off.
Well, right now I'm not wearing socks. I just
See?
showed the guests my feet, so
Exactly.
they're already blown, Adam. They are already blown.
Precisely.
That was just kind of my equipment question. I've never went into quote unquote detailed. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a phenomenal question. I think the most important factor to it all is just getting the technique down. I mean, good gear is fun and it helps, but just getting the basics down is vastly more important. And I mean, I could even I stand by that and paint a bait with abysmal stuff that, I mean, at least functions, and it would still turn out pretty nice. But it's just, if you want to do it, it's just worth being excited about and learning
get
how to
going.
do it. Learn your
Yeah.
finger control and finger dexterity, and just have fun with it. That's the easiest way to learn fast.
Um. So Adam's asking the question, and this kind of leads me into a separate question. Are you taking requests at all for custom baits?
As in, like,
Like, hey, can you paint a mini in this color? I'll see you in Wausau.
110%. That
Okay.
I actually am really, man. That's another great question.
Uh, Coming out with all
But
no stops, Adam. No stops.
coming with the heat.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, that's um, something that I love, actually, to be honest. Um, so pretty much, if anyone's got a cool pattern idea or something that they know would be popular or get fished or whatever it might be, definitely don't be shy. Don't hesitate to just chime in and share them, because I always love looking for new patterns and want to have
Okay.
some new ones for Wausau.
Now that doesn't mean that you're taking a list. Like you don't have a list, do you? That's not
Uh, if I started a list again, I'd probably have to go also get a gun and
okay.
blow my head off.
Fair enough. So no list,
That
guys.
was it. Just that's the
That got
one
out
way
of
that I
hand.
found to that's the one way that I found to suck the passion out of it is,
Yeah.
um not that it's not anyone's fault. It's just that, um
The never-ending list.
yeah, it just gets way out of control and you never get caught up. But more importantly, like, it just completely gets rid of any room for innovation and new stuff, and you're just painting the same old stuff over and over,
Okay.
um, and then nobody gets new stuff, and it's always hard to get in touch with people on the list.
Okay.
Um,
So
and
guys, no
so
list. You have requests, send them to Madtown. Um, Mike Etzel is asking, will you sign his Musky Hunter up at Wausau?
it would be an honor, actually. That would I'm honored he'd
Perfect.
even want that. I would love to.
Perfect. So Mike, that's a yes. So the big question is, Adam, how do we get our hands on your baits?
That's another good question. So, yeah, Wausau will probably be the biggest and easiest way this year. Um, like I said, I'm gonna literally
Kind of
just
like
bring
for
as
sure, like you're not in any stores or anything like that right now.
yeah. Right now, it's the issue is just the all the time that I have for bait making has to be just carved out specifically and snuck in wherever I can get it. I just I don't have consistent time um, to devote to making batches constantly throughout the entire year, and so at least having a show on the books will give me some oomph to make as many as I can, and stay up some late nights and
So Wausau for sure. Otherwise, no store because I know Tro had some of your baits last year. Um,
yeah, and actually that might be I
Something
just
else.
yeah I Jeff is just one of the greatest
Coolest.
humans in this entire industry. He's so that might be might have to touch base with him at some point this year to get some there because I know that would be a blast. But um, yeah, that's not official or anything by any means. That
Yeah,
but
but
um,
for officially standing, Wausau for sure, March 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
mhm,
Otherwise, these random raffles, auctions, giveaways on Madtown.
exactly.
Okay.
And the all the buying of the baits that and posting of batches when I have them will be I can kind of post a link again, or we can post one here too. But there's a group called the Madman Social, and we just kind of found out that the buying process was pretty obnoxious to deal with in the business page, and so we made another page just to get people interested specifically in trying to get their hands on some baits and stuff. And so if you're interested in trying to get some, that group will be definitely the best way to do it.
Yes, the Madman Social guys. Bam.
Plus, it's just a fun group. People sharing pictures and stuff, and there's a lot of good dudes in there.
But the main point was, for the selling. The Facebook,
Exactly.
it was very messy trying to raffle, and it jumbled the comments of pages or of posts. So
Exactly. And then just people didn't know who was what, and up was down, and it was
it was just
all over the
ugly.
place, and it was very ugly. And so I don't like having to let it get to that, and so we'll keep it streamlined and go from that group from now on.
So guys, you'll have to search the group. And my phone's blowing up right now. But yeah, I think we answered all the big questions that people have been kind of wondering about.
Yeah, I think it'll be like I said, probably 50 minimum. I'm guessing for minis, and then hopefully like 20ish at least of the new ones, the new minis that I was telling you about.
All right, so we're going to cut
And
that
then
down to
20
30
XLs.
minis, 10 XLs.
Well, there's already more than 30 minis done.
Shh, get there. Wausau, first, second, third people. Be first in line. Run to the booth. Run. Let's help them sell out again. That'd be great.
That would be incredible. Just because, I mean,
Adam
a lot of
likes love.
hours go into the baits, and I love love, and that's
Hmm.
what motivates me to give more free baits away.
So, Adam, before we sign off, any other kind of things you wanted to bring up? Let people be made aware of.
Um, Nothing that I can think of hugely at the moment. I think just the biggest thing is just to, I think from the custom bait world for 2019, you and I especially, whether it's in this podcast or just anywhere, can
Hmm.
help start perpetuating the positivity in it, and not. I mean, I'm gonna like start doing everything I can to get more baits out there and everything. But obviously, there's only a certain realistic amount that I can. But I know guys like Dennis Johns, like he
Hmm.
cut down his prices recently, and
Yeah.
that's my main goal is to do that. And so that's trying to streamline production and stuff like that. And him doing that, I think, is already a huge step in that direction too, for people to just keep the positivity flowing and stuff like that, and just
Do it for
focusing
the love.
on yeah, focusing on just fishing. I mean, like the baits are fun. That's what I started doing it because I was obsessed with baits when I was a kid, and like it's a part of the passion, and it's not something that needs to be turned into a negative thing. Like it's fun. Baits are cool. Like
Baits are
you
kind
can
of
just
cool.
leave it at that. Like obviously the only thing that catches fish is paint and fins,
Yeah, pretty much.
and that's obviously not
I
serious
mean,
because I spend way more time on the building of the physics and the blank baits than I even do on the painting, and so
you should just
it's
come.
just a
You should
diamond
do it.
coated
It is,
gold nugget instead of a diamond coated turd.
but you should like do like a turd covered diamond, like just black with a big chartreuse tail,
That's actually, I do like that idea.
like a
I
simple
will I
down
will
version.
I would I would like to cover some turds and or cover some diamonds and turds this
That'd
year.
be that'd be
You
nice.
can you can quote me you can quote me on that. It's my campaign slogan.
Fair enough. I dang it, I missed it. We had a campaign slogan. Something you said.
Something about turds and diamonds.
Something about that and like the love of fishing in 2019. I don't know.
Just yeah,
Positive. I don't know. Something like that. So
just don't be a dick. Oh, that'll
don't
I think
be a
that's
dick.
just be happy and don't be a dick. Unless your name is Richard.
New year, new me. There we go. So
Hey, that's did you
Adam,
just come up with that? That's really creative.
I no, I
Never
stole
heard
that.
that.
I didn't put the hashtag in front of it,
Gotcha.
so I don't want to take credit for that, guys. So, Adam, thanks for coming on. I know you're a very very busy family man. So
Well, this was it was a blast. Always love getting to talk to you, and it was really a good way of actually making everyone know that I'm not dead.
he's not dead, guys. He's not. Just a lot of paint fumes, epoxy fumes, but that's
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. But I'll see a lot of you guys in Wausau then. It'll be an absolute blast. I'm looking forward to it.
Bring your musky hunters, guys. He's signing.
I can do that. I can do
Yeah.
that.
Should we bring velvet ropes though this year
I thought
for the
that was for
blind?
for the after party.
No, those are already. Mike's already got those set aside for us.
Well,
So, thank
do
you,
what you
Adam,
gotta
again.
do. Yeah, thank you.
2019, fish more, love more. Wausau, March 1st, 2nd. March 1st, 2nd, 3rd.
There it is.
There it is, guys. Thanks again, Adam, and we will keep in touch. Stay tuned to the page. Any questions, message Adam. That's about it, guys.
Yeah, definitely. I'm abysmal at getting back to them, but I try whenever I can. It's overloaded, but I'll get back to as many as I can.
You just need to go live like once a week and just answer all the
That
questions
is-
really fast, and then
That's a super good idea, actually.
there you go. So, well, Adam, until next time, buddy. Take care.
Sounds good, man. Good talking with you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Guys, Adam B. First raffle on Musky Talk. Fish more, love more, guys. 2019. Stop with all the BS drama and whatever. Again, I want to state 15% off Lake Labs. www.lakelabs.tech/register/muskymagnet19. 15% off. Trust me, do that before the 7th or the 9th. I already forgot the date. Sorry, John. I think it's 7th, the Monday. Do that. That's it, guys. I don't know what day the next one will be on. My schedule's a little funky right now, but the next off day. And I don't know who my guest will be, but it'll be someone. We'll keep this going. Number 26 in the books. Number 7 will be coming up sometime. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. And fish more, love more. Don't be a twat waffle. Thank you, Adam. Great slogan. Love that. Until next time, guys. Everything slime in prime time. Peace.